Yes.
Hello, Bobby.
Yes.
Sarah Norton with Gartner. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
May I
Sarah.
take a seat?
Please, have a seat.
Thank you so much. Here is my business card. Do you happen to have one for me as well?
Yeah, sure do. Let me get you that.
Awesome. Thank you.
How you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Did you happen to catch the Colonel's basketball game last night?
I did not. I was here working, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, but it was a great game. It came down to the last minute, and Colonels won by 3.
Really?
Yeah, it
Well,
was
that's good.
one of those awesome games to be at. Do you
Great.
happen to be an LSU fan as well?
I am. I'm a graduate of UL.
Oh,
so,
okay.
More of a UL fan.
Okay.
But, of course, if you're in Louisiana, you have to root for LSU, too.
Right. My brother actually signed and played football at LSU. So this is his
Wow.
signing day. My family and I made the road trip over there to support him.
That's great.
So whenever I'm in Louisiana, I have a football state of mind.
Good.
So that's kind of how I want to run this meeting.
All
Kind of
right.
like a first quarter. Want to get a feel for your organization and give you a feel of how our team works at Gartner.
Okay.
So but to do this, I made a playbook. These are the 3 main things that Gartner is really able to help with. Research. I want to
Okay.
see how your company is currently doing research and going about this and see if we might be able to increase those efficiencies.
All right.
Next, cost optimization. How are you currently spending and what do you look at before making those decisions? Could we possibly save you time and money there? And next, our executive partnership. Want to see how we might be able to increase that innovation at Click Influence.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Good so far?
Okay, and then before we get into it, I know Jonas scheduled this meeting scheduled this meeting because the board of the president did advise it.
Correct, yes. And then Jonas had to go and meet with one of our clients.
Correct. So do you have any inkling as to why you think the board of the president probably wanted this meeting with Gartner?
Well, right now what we're doing is we're in the developmental stage of a software. It's kind of
Okay.
confidential now.
Okay, of course.
What we're trying to do is develop a new software, cutting edge, where it levels or measures the return on investment when it comes to certain social media activity
Okay.
for our clients.
Gotcha. How are you going about trying to develop this software? How are you currently researching that?
Right now we're in the research stage.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about how you're doing that research.
The way we're going about it's a pretty, elementary in that we're
Okay.
using Google,
Of course.
LinkedIn, going to also some seminars.
Okay. So when you're doing this research, is that what you're doing or who is doing this research for the most part?
Yes, I'm doing it as well as I have a team of 3, and that's basically where they are right now doing the research.
Okay, so a team of 3 under you doing the research and then you as well.
That's correct.
Okay. How much time do you think that you're typically spending doing this research?
Well, right now, since we're at the more or less the beginning stages, and research is actually primarily at the forefront of what we need, they're spending about 80% of their time.
Wow.
I'm a little less because I'm managing them, but there's still a majority of my time spent doing the research.
Right. And have you run across any challenges? With every big play that happens on the game, we anticipate challenges. So are you currently seeing any challenges or anticipating any of these challenges?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, the challenge is basically trying to get the information that we need. We found it to be very difficult.
Right.
It's limited.
So can you elaborate a little bit more on that? How is it difficult?
Well, I mean, using the tools that we have right now and still trying to keep what we're trying to do confidential, the information that we're finding is very limited in terms of the level of depth that we're able to get down to.
And when you're finding this research on Google, are you finding the information to be specific to your industry, to your organization size, or
it's more broad?
It's very broad information. Okay. And I know you said you're developing this software to really measure that ROI on social media.
Correct.
So is this technology going to be used for your customers, or talk to me a little bit about how you plan to use this technology?
Well, we plan to have it as an added tool and selling tool for our customers. You know, one, we have long-term customers right now, so we're going to be able to provide them additional package and products that we're able to service them with, and hopefully it's able to attract new clients.
Right. Of course. I know in talking to Jonas, I know you guys are huge on moving forward.
That's correct.
And I saw that in the social media marketing industry, it's going to double in the next 2 years.
That's what they're saying.
Right. So other than this, what is your plan on how to keep up with that? I know you are the largest in your industry right now, but how do you hope to maintain that market share?
Well, right now, this is at the forefront, and we feel that this is going to give us a competitive edge for a while. And then from there, down the road, we're not quite sure. All resources are on developing this.
Okay. Completely understand, and I definitely think this will help and tool that can measure ROI for your customers.
Good.
So when you find these customers and try to bring in new customers, you're hoping to use this new software to show that ROI, is that correct?
Correct.
So when you sign on customers, as you're hoping to do to show growth, do you typically sign them on a contract?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so talk to me a little bit about what your contract review process is
Well,
like.
it kind of ranges based on what the customer's industry is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have contracts that vary. We have a lot of companies that are in the automotive industry, government, so we kind of figure out what their needs are, and then from there we fit a contract that best fits them.
Okay, so you're making these contracts for your customers to sign?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. So also you talked to me about you're developing this new software for the ROI, and that's really, you've never done that before and not many people have.
No.
So do you have anyone to really lean on or ask questions about when you're developing this?
Just my team, and that's
Your
it.
team?
Yep.
So your team, you said they're the ones currently researching it?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So just to sum it up, make sure I'm fully understanding everything, you're currently trying to research this for this new software that's going to measure the ROI on this social media marketing that's so important, has a lot of potential for growth, so that you can maintain the customers that you currently have, as well as bring in those new customers.
Correct.
And to do this, you're really spending a lot of time researching, yourself and the team up under you, who's spending 80% of their time researching.
Give or take, yep.
Right. So if 80% of their time they're spending researching, if you were to have a platform that simplified that time so they may only need an hour a day to research, what do you think they'd be able to do at that time?
Well, I'm hoping that they can go from research to development.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit more about what they would do in development.
Well, right now, I mean, our research is really focused on what do we need in order to get the process started.
Okay,
so we're at step one. If we're able to gather that information, so therefore we can go to step two, which is starting development, starting getting the assets that we need in order to start building this website.
Okay, completely understand. And then you have this software, and then you're going to bring on the new contracts, or bring on the new clients who you're going to sign a contract with.
Correct.
But developing this and bringing on these new people is hard because you guys are really the trendsetters in this. You're top of your industry, and you're working to stay on top, which is so awesome. But you don't really have anyone to lean on other than your team.
Correct.
And those teams are really looking at you.
Correct.
Okay, so would you be open to me showing you how Gartner might be able to help you get that ball down the field faster in a more time-efficient way?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well then, I'm going to start by showing you a little bit about Gartner research, because that sounds to be a top priority for you. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I like to think of Gartner as a golden circle.
Okay.
So it has a bigger circle and the circles within it. We focus on the who, the what, and the when. So currently, you want to develop this new software, and you're researching from all these sites out there, but you don't know what information is actually going to be best for you. What Gartner's research is able to do is to bring you to the Magic Quadrant. What this is, there you go. It's going to sort that research as to what might be the best way to go about it and what's best for your industry. So from all this information out there, it's going to be making a short list that's easier to understand and a better fit for your organization. From there, it's going to look at the what. So this was the Magic Quadrant, and it's going to look at the what, which we call our critical capabilities. It's going to align your goals with the goals of the technology that you might be developing. So when you're developing this new software, you want to show ROI. What would you say are two top things? Obviously, one, show ROI, but what would be something else that would be top of mind for you?
In developing this? Well, for me or for the customers?
For you, when you're looking into how to develop it.
And how to develop it?
Yes.
Well, you know, that's a hard question to answer right now because we're at such debating stages.
Right.
So, but I would just say I want to make sure we develop this in a way that it's going to have long-term longevity.
Long-term, of course. Longevity. So from looking at what is out there to develop this software, we're going to take into account what is going to bring us the most ROI and what is going to bring us longevity and really help us last.
Okay.
And next we get to the wins. This is what Gartner calls the hype cycle. So it goes through peak of inflated expectations and slope of enlightenment. What this tool is going to be able to allow you to do is to look and see where that is on the hype cycle. So take Apple and Microsoft, for example. If you're looking to use one of those systems in your new software, they're both great systems. They both are great at ROI and longevity. But Apple is over here, and this is Gartner, or this is Microsoft. So what that means is Apple is rising. Microsoft might be a great investment now and for a couple of years, but down the road, they're not going to be around still because they've already overcome their hype cycle. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that using this research platform would enable your research to spend a lot less time doing that?
Potentially. I mean, depending on the information that we're able to gather from using it.
So you said you're currently using Google, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this is Gartner's website.
Okay.
So free research, that's kind of like the Google. That's what you're currently doing. So using Google, you would have gotten about 8 results of free research. Using Gartner, you have 9,000 articles. And I know that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have a filter which you can narrow it down by industry, size, and features that are very important to you. And all this research that is published from Gartner is published by analysts who have 10 plus years of experience working in that specific industry. Do you think that unbiased, backed up research would be beneficial, and those 3 methodologies in order to simplify that process would save your team of researchers and you time?
I do.
Okay, awesome. And then lastly, I know we talked kind of about how you have no one to lean on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something that Gartner is able to do is executive partnership, which really helps in innovation, like I said. So our executive partner is someone who's paired directly with you. They've been in the very similar industry than you, at a very similar sized organization, and they are directly paired with you to help you through all decision-making processes. So, for example, this was Ernie. I just paired him with a company I recently worked with who was looking for help. They're making a decision and they were implementing a new software that they never dealt with. Ernie, in his time as a CIO, had dealt with and implemented that exact software. So something that Gartner might be able to help you with is developing a software to do that. And although you are on the cutting edge right now and developing something that's new,
Mm-hmm.
we would be able to pair you with someone who has gone through a process of developing a new software before. Do you think that having a coach like Ernie would be beneficial to you?
Potentially. Is that something that I have to purchase right away?
So Gartner is able to make a personalized package. And I know you only have 15 minutes today,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't want to go over that because I know your time is valuable. So I would like to schedule a next meeting to go into specifically more about what ClickInfluence is aiming to do and see exactly where Gartner might be able to help, and then put together that personalized package that we'd be able to go over.
And this package would just be what we're basically needing.
Yeah, we can make it custom to you. There are a couple things that Gartner does offer most of its customers. However, I put together a folder for you
Mm-hmm.
of customers I've worked with in the past, and although they didn't think they needed those features in the beginning, they were able to use those and they were really able to help their organization. So I'll leave this with you. Feel free to give them a call
Okay.
and contact them in any way. Their phone numbers are there. So if you want to call them and just ask, you can definitely do that.
Okay. Thank you for that.
So would you be open to scheduling a next meeting just to talk more, dive more into it, and then see what that personalized package might look like?
Yeah, I think we can set something up like that.
Okay, so what is would you be available next week, possibly Wednesday morning?
Yeah, that should work.
Wednesday morning at 8?
Yeah.
Okay, I will write that down here, and then I will see you Wednesday morning at 8.
Great.
There you
Okay.
go. It was great meeting with you, Bobby.
You too.
Thank you.
Take care.
You work with Republic
Yes.
Finance?
Yes.
How's that?
Great.
Yeah?
Been with him for almost 15 years now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's something I want to stay at my company for a long time. Have you seen a lot of change in the organization?
I have. I've been fortunate enough to see a lot of change, and I like it.
Yeah, all good change?
The only way to stay competitive is to change.
Right.